Ladies and gentlemen, I think after today we can officially say that the 25-26 La Liga season is over. It is done. And by the end of the season, Barcelona will be lifting that trophy. They will be the champions of this La Liga season. After today, they got a massive win, going away to the Metropolitano to face Atletico Madrid, defeating them 2-1. Goals from Marcus Rashford and Robert Lewandowski, and from their end, Giuliano Simeone. A 3 points that now puts us 7 points clear of Real Madrid. Yes, you heard me right. 7 points clear. After earlier today, Real Madrid lost to Mallorca 2-1, giving us the opportunity to go 7 points clear, having that 7-point cushion, and Barcelona got the job done today. You best believe they were licking their lips after that Madrid game, saying that we had to get the win today to get that 7-point cushion, and we got the job done. Was it a good game? Was it an incredible game? Was it a comfortable game? No, it was not. But still, you need these kind of games where you suffer, where you might find it difficult, but in the end, you get the result that benefits you. And that's exactly what happened today, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's not waste any time, boys. Let's get straight into what we witnessed today. Barcelona going away to the Metropolitano, the first battle out of the 3 battles that will happen in this month of April, because, of course, we still have 2 more games to go against Atletico Madrid for the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So, not only was this game important for 3 points, especially considering Real Madrid dropping points earlier in the day, but also a major confidence boost going into the first leg of the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So hopefully after this game, Barcelona build momentum. They build that confidence that they can beat this Atletico Madrid side. But of course, there's still changes that need to be made. There's still things that we need to get right, because today was not a pretty game, ladies and gentlemen. It was not a pretty game. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because we just came back from international break. Because in a normal circumstance, if we didn't have this international break and we were still playing games and we were still playing La Liga games, we still had that momentum going for us, I would be very pissed off after today's performance because it was not great. It was not great. Yes, we got the win. Yes, there were moments where we could have got the win more comfortably. But at the same time, we struggled during this game, especially in that first half. Second half, we obviously had to suffer considering they had to park the bus. But still, man, it was a tough one. It was definitely a tough one. But as you can see right here, ladies and gentlemen, 7 points clear of Real Madrid. And of course, from Atletico Madrid, who really cares about them anymore? 19 points. Wow. 19 points clear of Atletico Madrid, man. Wow. Embarrassing from Atletico Madrid, man. Embarrassing from Diego Simeone today. But looking at the lineups that happened, that both managers have put up for today. For Diego Simeone, I was genuinely so confused with this lineup. I was like, what is this? What is this? This just was a clear indicator that he is mentally focused on the Champions League matchups. That is the thing that he cares about the most, which is obviously, it's understandable considering there were, before this game, 16 points clear, 16 points behind Barcelona. So, even if they won this game, it really wouldn't have meant anything. Like I said in my preview, it's all about bragging rights. It meant absolutely nothing for them to have a potential chance of winning this La Liga season, right? It was only about bragging rights. But clearly looking at this lineup, of course, considering injuries and considering suspended players, he made a lot of rotations, didn't play some key players for the reasons of focusing a lot more on the Champions League matchups that are coming literally in a couple days on Wednesday, right? So that's clearly his main focus because those are the 2 trophies that he has left, the Copa del Rey and the Champions League. So obviously he wants to go all out for that. But still, man, it was pretty interesting the rotations they made. So he went with Musso and go back into Molina, Normal, Lenglet, Nico Gonzalez, ladies and gentlemen, as a left back. All right. Almada, Vargas, Koke, Simeone, and up top, Anton Griezmann and Baena. Okay, so, yeah, some key players missing, like the likes of Julian Alvarez, no Lookman, no Hanko. Obviously, the players that they had out due to suspension and injury, they had all back out due to injury, Pubil, Llorente, Cardoso, Barrios, Mendoza. So, all of these guys, a majority of them are starters. So he was missing some key players for sure, but at the same time, he had some players on the bench that he could have brought in who are key players as well, like Julian, Lookman, Hanko. Obviously, he brought in Ruggeri later on, but yeah, some good amount of rotations for Diego Simeone. And for Barcelona, Hansi Flick decided to go for Juan Garcia and go back in Ronald Rajo, Paco Barci, Jero Martin, Joao Cancelo, midfield, Pedro Gonzalez, Fermin Lopez, Eric Garcia, and up top, Lamine Yamal, Dani Olmo, and Marcus Rashford. So, for my preview, I had said Lewa starts up top, and Eric Garcia is a right back, and then Bernal in the midfield. But nope, Hansi Flick decided to go for Araujo as a right back, Eric Garcia in the midfield, which really confused me, and and then Dani Olmo up top with Rashford on the left, and obviously Fermin through the middle, and Lamine on the right-hand side. So, I find it to be an interesting idea because we all knew at that point that Dani Olmo was going to be like our false nine, our striker, quote unquote, kind of player, our false nine mostly role, and we saw that throughout the game. He's mostly as our false nine, and then Rashford, of course, on the left hand side because there was just no way that Hansi Flick was going to put Rashford as a striker. He would have been non-existent. He's much better on the left hand side, like we saw in this game. Had his impact coming from the left hand side, right? What really confused me was not starting Bernal in the midfield because the momentum that Bernal had, he was doing great, and obviously against Atletico Madrid, he's had some great games, especially in the second leg of the Copa del Rey, where he scored 2 goals against them, and he had a stupendous game alongside Pedri. So I was kind of confused as to why he didn't play him, and he decided to play Eric Garcia, and we saw that in the first half that it was clearly the wrong choice because Eric Garcia in the midfield today, not good enough. Not good enough. He was better as a right back than he is as a midfielder because playing as a midfielder is a completely different game than playing as a defender. So I was a bit confused about that. Araujo playing as a right back, I'm not going to be overly upset about that, considering Araujo can do the job. As a reason, when he's had to do that job, when he had to play against Newcastle, he did decent. He wasn't terrible, right? But it's obviously not his best position, right? He's better as a center back, you can say, than as a right back 100%. But yeah, that's what confused me a bit. But still, I'm like, all right, fair enough. And Hansi Flick, we trust. But that first half, ladies and gentlemen, I would say it was like 60-40-ish, I would say, maybe around there. I think we started off pretty well. We put a lot of pressure on Atletico Madrid, created some chances. I think in most parts we did pretty well on the ball. But then we gave them a good amount of time where we allowed them to get back into their game, get comfortable, and they pressed us a lot. And we were struggling at points in the first half for sure, where they had the 2 clearest chances in the first half. 100% they had we had some good chances, like the ones that Fermin had, but they had the clearest chances with coming from Antoine Griezmann. Antoine Griezmann, I don't understand how he didn't score today. He should have scored at least one of those, especially the first one, where he gets past Bakubarsi, he sends Araujo to a different planet, and I don't know what happened there. I genuinely don't know what happened there because I would think every single day of the week, I would put money on it every single day of the week that Antoine Griezmann on any day would score that. From the area that he would score that. He would put in bottom bins easily. He shot it right at Joan Garcia. I genuinely don't understand what happened there, but yeah, he completely fumbled that because they should have gone up 1-0 right there. That was a great play from Griezmann. He did that all by himself, and wow, I'm genuinely surprised he didn't score that. And then another one that came where Baena gets in behind, makes a great cross into Antoine Griezmann. Griezmann gets on it, but he misses the ball. He misses the goal. I think he hit the crossbar. I'm not sure if he hit the post or not, but he hits it wide basically, which was again shocking. Like they were knocking on the door. Those were the 2 clearest chances that Atletico Madrid had. But for the most part, after that, not really many clear opportunities. But the thing that really upset me in that first half was the lack of intensity. It was pretty evident. Again, we started like good 10, 15 minutes where we were putting that pressure on them. We were running. We were doing well. We were doing well in possession. We were attacking them. But then after that, we just let that intensity go down, and Atletico Madrid found easy avenues through our back line, made runs in behind way too easily, had open players at all times. Anytime we pressed them forward, it was not good enough because we always let them with an open player. It was not good enough. We were allowing them to get past us way too easily, where eventually they could have scored on us, right? They could have scored on us, and eventually they did. With that beautiful pass from Lenglet over to Giuliano Simeone, who makes it perfectly timed run, a beautiful touch from him, and he squares it past Joan Garcia to go up 1-0. And man, was I upset about that. I said in my preview that the important players that we have to focus on, they're going to be a major threat for us, are going to be Antoine Griezmann and Giuliano Simeone. And we saw that in this game. They were the major players for them in that first half, as much as the other players too. I think Almada had a pretty good game. Baena did decently well. Vargas putting that intensity in the midfield for sure. Koke really didn't get much from him. Molina making some good runs as well at times, being threatful on the counters. But Griezmann and Simeone were definitely the most impactful players for Atletico Madrid that were causing us the most problems for sure. And we saw that when they got that first goal. But yeah, terrible defending from Barcelona, man. Again, they were just getting through us a little bit too easily. It's unacceptable, honestly. But that comes down to our press. That comes down to our lack of efficient pressing, where we just always lead them with a man wide open, and we don't force them to make any type of mistakes. They always have someone wide open, where then boom, all right, they start the attack. It's too easy. It's so too many times throughout this game. And again, that comes down to Eric Garcia playing in the midfield, who I thought was bad in the midfield today. And yeah, the midfield today in that first half was pretty much non-existent. It was not good enough. And then moments later, And literally 4 minutes or 3 minutes later, we get a great goal from Marcus MBE Rashford, who all eyes were on him today to step up in this game, and indeed he did. Scoring us the goal to get us back into the game with a beautiful play between him and Dani Olmo, a little Juan too, and Rashford just squares it. Nutmegs Muso. That was a very tight nutmeg too, because Muso, like, his legs were very tight right there. He could have definitely potentially missed that for sure. But a great finish from Marcus Rashford to bring us up to back into the game, 1-1, and thankfully we didn't go down to the second half losing. And then moments later, before the half ended, shout out to Paul in the chat in the stream today. He said, "Listen, we're tied 1-1 right now. Looking how the first half went, it wasn't the best. We were struggling, which is concerning considering they weren't having their star players. We were struggling. We'll take a tie. We'll take a tie." And I was like, I'll take it. I'll take it, because the best thing that happened today was the fact that Real Madrid lost today. So we have, we can be comfortable with a tie, being 1 point, getting 1 point, and then having a 5-point cushion over Real Madrid. We can be comfortable with that. That'll be okay. But then, after the red card, no way. Impossible. Nico Gonzalez gets a red card after fouling Lamine Yamal, after a beautiful run from Lamine Yamal. And at first, they gave him a second yellow and then gave him the red card. And then, boom, they checked VAR again, which I thought the whole time they were checking VAR to see if Lamine Yamal was offside, because it looked like it was a very tight angle. It looked like he could have potentially been offside. Even Diego Simeone was saying offside, offside, offside. But that whole time they were checking if it was a direct red for Nico Gonzalez instead of a second yellow. So, thankfully he Lamine Yamal, I'm guessing, was onside. That's why they didn't say anything about that. And Nico Gonzalez gets a direct red card. After that red card, I was like, all right, nothing but a win is acceptable. We need this win now. We need to kill this game off. We need to kill them. We need these 3 points now. If they had 11 men and looking at the game, how the game was going, all right, I would have accepted a tie. I would have loved the win, but I would have accepted a tie. Considering the games that are coming up, we want to focus more on those, right? But after they got the red card, impossible. We needed to get the win. But Nico Gonzalez makes a massive mistake. I don't understand why. Yes, I know Lamine was going to beat him to the ball, right? And at first, they were checking also if it was going to be a penalty. Lamine was definitely going to get to the ball. It was a free kick, not a penalty. But yeah, that was just reckless from Nico Gonzalez, which, again, I don't even understand why he's even playing there, considering he is not a defender. So, yeah, a massive mistake there from Nico Gonzalez to bring his team down to 10 men. And, man, and going into the second half, we needed the kill. Second half starts. We make one change. Ferran Torres comes in for Fermin Lopez, which, in hindsight, you're looking at is like, why? And they bring in Ruggieri, I think it was, Koke comes out for Ruggieri, right? Ruggieri comes in for Koke. I kid you not, guys. I was like, all right, let's start off this second half strong. Let's get this win now. We need this win now. They have a red card. We have a 1-man advantage. It's all on us now. It's all in our hands. Minutes into the second half, red card for Gerard Martin. I was like, there's just no way. Diego Simeone is celebrating, the Atletico Madrid fans and the players celebrating, and we're just confused as to what just happened. What just happened? Because the referee immediately put out the red card. No discussion about it. Until later, obviously, they had to check it through VAR. But I was like, wow, you have got to be kidding me. All right, throw that out of the bag now. No more win. Let's go for the tie now. Let's not suffer. Let's not make it difficult for ourselves. Gerard Martin goes in for the ball, goes in to clear the ball. He gets to the ball first, but his foot continues and stomps on Almada's ankle, which, of course, is a very dangerous play. Now, really looking back at it and looking at the situation, at first during my stream, I said, that's a red card. That's a red card. I'm sorry, it's a red card. Because if that were to happen to us, I would scream, that's a red card. That's 100% a red card. If Almada had done it to Gerard Martin, if it was the opposite, we'd all be screaming red card, right? But then when you look at the circumstances, I can also understand why it's not a red card. The thing is with La Liga and these decisions is that they're so inconsistent. Because I thought Valverde's, that when he got that red card, I was like, that is not a red card. I was like, that is a very harsh red card to give. I can understand that you're looking at how severe the tackle can be, the potential of a risk of of it being a dangerous tackle to really hurt the opposition player, but still, you have to look at the intention. You really had to look at the intention, and the intention for Gerard Martin today wasn't to go for Almada, to break him, right? Gerard Martin got to the ball first. First of all, he cleared the ball, but at that point, he really can't stop himself, right? And then he steps on Almada. Again, I can understand it if he had given the red card, because the referee could have interpreted it as being a dangerous play. But I can also understand it could be completely the other way around, where he said no red card because that wasn't the intention of to go to break Almada's ankle, right? So the referee checked VAR and he said no red card. He clearly interpreted it as Gerard Martin went for the ball, he couldn't stop himself, and he went for the tackle. It's unfortunate. If he got the red card, it would have been a very unlucky, unfortunate red card. But hey, it's just a matter of how the referee interprets it. And another day, another ref, they probably would have interpreted it as, nope, that's a red card. That was dangerous. That was a dangerous play. We've seen this multiple times in La Liga. We've seen it multiple times in different games where the referee, at the end of the day, is the one who interprets it, and it's going to be their decision, right? We can be happy about it. We can be pissed about it. That's just how it is, right? But thankfully, it wasn't, and they gave Gerard Martin a yellow card. They took back the red card, and it was a yellow card for Gerard Martin. All right, cool. We stay with the 11 men, and from there, let's just try to kill this game off. Man, Atletico Madrid were parking the bus. It was expected. They were parking the bus. That's probably why he kept Dani Olmo. Hansi Flick decided to keep on Dani Olmo instead of Fermin, because we know how technical Dani Olmo can be. He can be that person to cause some problems in the pockets, right? We know how technical and how amazing he can be in those tight areas. Bringing Ferran, man, was, oh my God, so stressful. But we knocked on the door so many times in that second half, man. So many times, had some chances after chance after chance, and finally, we did it after João Cancelo, with a moment of magic, cuts in, cuts out, goes for the shot, little bit of deflection from Musso, and it lands for Lewandowski's shoulder to tap it in for us to win this game 2-1. Very, very lucky, but hey, champions need their luck. And today, we got our luck, ladies and gentlemen. We got our luck. Literally like last season. Remember last season when we went away to them at the Metropolitano and we got that 4-2 win. Lamine Yamal to bring us up 3-2. A very lucky goal as well, because it took a deflection as well. Who knows where that shot would have gone if it didn't get a deflection. It took a deflection and it went in for us, and we got the win. It massive 3 points last season as well. So, hey, you need these kind of lucks to win for these kind of games, man. And today we got that luck, and we win this game 2-1, boys. But wow, that was stressful. But hey, we got what we needed to get. But yeah, guys, the main important thing about this, of course, is the 3 points. And again, just that building that confidence and the momentum for what's to come for the quarterfinals of the Champions League, which, of course, it's a little bit of a bummer because we did have 2 injuries today with Marc Bernal and Ronald Araujo. I literally just saw a tweet saying that for Bernal, I think it was his ankle, and for Araujo, it was his thigh. Or hamstring, I should say. So, man, hopefully it's nothing major, because now the big question mark is who's going to play in the midfield. For the defense, we already know who's going to be, who it could be, right? Because we got Alejandro Balde back, and we have Jules Koundé back. So we have some good rotations that we can make. But now, who's going to play alongside Pedro Gonzalez? Because there's been no news yet of Frankie de Jong. At least nothing that I've seen, at least as to now. But yeah, that was the unfortunate part of it. But at the end, the important thing was we got the win. And we got, hopefully, a major confidence booster for what's to come for the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Quickly going over the individuals. John Garcia, pretty decent game. Not too bad from him. Obviously, had to make some saves throughout this game at times. But for the most part, did pretty well. Make some great passes through the line to Dani Olmo when Dani Olmo was playing that false 9 role. He made some great passes to him. Though for the most part, John Garcia did pretty well. Araujo, before he came off, did all right. I didn't think he was terrible. Some threats definitely came from his side, but there were also some times where he won the ball, made some good interceptions, made some good over the tops for Lamine Yamal for attacks. Obviously, he's not the most comfortable player on the ball, but hey, we already know what we get from Araujo. Not bad from when he was playing. From Cubarsí and Gerard Martin, I thought they did pretty well as well. Cubarsí, I thought, was very solid today. I think he had a very underrated game. Made some great tackles, made some great interceptions. Was very comfortable on the ball, especially when we're down to 10 men. With him there, we have full-on confidence that we don't have to worry about Atletico Madrid scoring against us, because really they didn't have any threat in that second half. Well, same thing goes with Gerard Martin, pretty solid, made some great tackles, had some good duels as well, made some great passes, a pretty good solid game from our center backs. João Cancelo, man, he was great. Obviously, in the first half, slow. Second half, they're much better because obviously we needed that considering they went down to 10 men and obviously had that huge impact for us to score the second goal in the winner. So, John Cancelo, man, anyone that's hated on John Cancelo, anyone that's out of John Cancelo, I hope you have changed your opinion by now. Eddie Garcia did better as a right back than a midfielder. In the midfielder, I did not like him at all. Better as a right back, and hopefully we can continue as like. I don't want to see Eddie Garcia in the midfield. I'm sorry. He can fill in, but it's not his best position. Pedri, pretty good game. I think at times slow. I think in the first half he struggled a bit, considering he didn't really have a good partner next to him, and he had to do a lot of the work, a lot of the pressing for sure in the midfield. But in the second half, brought us a lot of control, brought us a lot of stability, and that's what we need from Pedri Gonzalez. So pretty good game from Pedri Gonzalez. Fermin, first half had the clearest chances when Lamine Yamal had a beautiful play where he knocked Nico Gonzalez and made that beautiful Trivela to Fermin. But Fermin got to it, but Molina contested him pretty well to put him off balance for that shot. And he had another play where he was through as well, and he mishit it as well. So Fermin had the clearest chances, got subbed off at second half. His intensity and what he was bringing, I liked it. So all right game from Fermin, not terrible. Marcus Rashford, pretty good game. I like the attempts. At first, I was a little bit frustrated with him because I thought he was making some lazy passes at the beginning, but after that, he got into his game. He started helping the team a lot defensively as well, tracking back as well, helping out, gets the goal. Good game from Marcus Rashford. And Dani Olmo, I thought he did pretty well today as well. I thought he was actually a very impactful player today as well. Dropping deep, obviously playing that false nine role. He was helping out a lot, dropping deep, collecting the ball, making those one-time passes when John Garcia gave the ball to him or when anyone gave the ball to him, getting open in either the right-hand side or the left-hand side. He was everywhere today. I thought Dani Olmo did very well today. From the subs, Bernal, I thought did pretty well when he came on. Unfortunately, he had to come off. Ferran, another indicator that we need a striker this summer. Please, Barcelona, get that done ASAP. Jules Koundé did pretty well coming on. You can see he's a little bit rusty, just coming back from injury, but did pretty well defensively coming on when he needed him, and obviously going forward. Gavi and Lewa come in to kill it off the game. Lewa gets the dagger, thankfully. That's what we need him for. Like Lewa just at the right place at the right time. That's just a striker goal right there. And Gavi just to bring that intensity in and not bad. But yeah, guys, at the end, the important thing again is that we got the 3 points and that we're building this momentum and the confidence going into the next game, which of course is going to be against none other than Atletico Madrid yet again for the first leg of the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Woo! It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a very tough game. Today was a tough one against their B team, C team. I don't even know because they made a lot of rotations and we struggled a bit. So, again, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt that we just came back from international break. So, I'll give the benefit of the doubt because of that. But I want to see improvements from the second half. We'll talk about it more when we get closer to the game. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comments what you guys thought about the game. Who was your man of the match? For the official matchup, Musso walked away with the man of the match. I would potentially give it to, from our end at least, I would give it to either Dani Olmo or... I'll give it to Dani Olmo. I thought he was our best player today. I thought he was great today for us. But yeah, let me know who is your man of the match, what you guys thought about the game, and make sure to like, subscribe, favorite, hit the notification bell for everything we upload. Share it first, love football, and I'll see you guys in the next video whenever it is. Much love, take care, God bless, and peace.